Hey Earthlings, Captain Starchild here. Just landed in sunny San Diego, California. It's September 16th, 2019, and things finally got good for me through a long period of suffering over this year, being homeless since February. And I'm here at San Diego Airport with my Uber driver, Brian. My baby sister, Angie, flew me out here to go to her graduation for the Landmark Forum tomorrow night. And Brian just said he dropped me off to a dispensary on the way, so I'm super excited because I ain't had no medicine in a long time. I bought a $60 bag of weed up in Minneapolis last week, and I had to stay at Harbor Lights Shelter downtown Minneapolis, and they searched me and confiscated my weed and kicked me out on the streets, damn it. So I'm really needing some medicine. All right, you guys. Everybody, this is Brian, my driver. He's a good dude, man. He gave the right sign.
We're San Diego.
That's the family sign, man.
There you go.
I knew I was back in my favorite homelands. Brian, I've been trying to get out here for 10 years.
Woo!
I had a spiritual awakening up in Nevada City back 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I went back to Minneapolis and they threw me in the psych ward.
No.
I've been in and out of the psych ward for 10 years, forced medication, brain damaging chemicals,
Well, that sucks.
hardcore psychiatric abuse, and I'm just seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, good.
It's amazing.
It is.
It's a blessing from above, man. My little baby sister calls me 2 days ago and says, hey, I'd really like you to be at my graduation for the Landmark Forum.
Nice.
And she said, it's Tuesday. I said, well, I finally, after being homeless since February, found a friend to take me in at her farm up in Ironwood, Michigan by Lake Superior.
Cool.
One of my favorite spots on the planet.
Yeah.
She says, well, can you reschedule? And I'm thinking she's just in Minneapolis still because she visited last week. And I'm like, oh, it's kind of the opportunity of a lifetime. But she says, I'll fly you out. I'll pick you up at the airport. I'd be really honored to have you out here. I said, fuck yeah, sis. I'm on it. So I rescheduled my Greyhound bus ticket, and I'm out here for a beautiful 7 days.
Nice.
What should I check out while I'm in San Diego, man?
Well, you know, I like to refer people to Balboa Park.
Yep, we're going there. Had a good mushroom trip there about 12 years ago.
Sweet.
It was awesome.
I like Ocean Beach. Ocean Beach is our beach that I call our hippie, stoner, and surfer.
My place, man.
Truly.
My kind of place.
Yeah,
Are you a deadhead?
of course.
Rock and roll. How many shows did you see?
I've been to 4.
Me too.
There you go.
4 best times of my life, man.
Well, I've been to 22 Jimmy Buffett concerts. So,
Oh, cool.
you know, I'm a parrot head too. So.
A parrot head.
There you go.
Okay.
You know, you
The
gotta-
only song I know is the famous one. What is it? I used to sing it in my band.
Well, there's Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Cheeseburger in Paradise, and then
Margaritaville.
Margaritaville. That's the one I used to do.
Pirate Turns 40.
Blew out my flip-flop, slipped on a Pop-Tart, right?
Yep.
That is some genius lyrics on that one. Hey, I'm going to take your cue and check out some Jimmy Buffett, man.
There you go.
I could use some lighthearted shit in my
You
life.
know, it's a state of mind. Margaritaville is a state of mind.
Yeah.
So
Ocean Beach.
Ocean Beach. And let's see. I like to go up North County a little bit to like Encinitas, Cardiff.
Encinitas.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Some years ago, when I was on a walkabout, I had some wild times in Encinitas.
Yeah, it's great up there.
I was train hopping with this dude named 65, a gutter punk native dude, and I'm part native, and he was just crazy. And he showed me the ropes of train hopping, and we're sleeping under bushes in LA at the transit center. And for Thanksgiving, he takes me up. He says, "Let's go visit my fucking parents," and they have this like $3 million mansion up in the hills in Encinitas. And we slept in his little pop-up trailer out in the backyard. It was totally trashed like you'd expect a gutter punk. Mouth shit everywhere, broken newspapers, broken bottles. And but the next morning I woke up and I realized the whole mountain was covered with white sage.
Yeah.
And that's in our tradition of the native ways, that's one of the sacraments. And
I smudge with white sage all the time.
Right on. I'm going to get some while I'm out here. And I have some sweetgrass and some tobacco right now, and I'm going to pick up some sage and some cedar and get the 4 square completed.
There you go.
And so I picked this whole garbage bag full. And at the time I was traveling with a guitar backpack on front and a camping backpack on back.
Sure.
And then I had this 20-pound bag of sage hanging off the back of the backpack. Then I found a ride share from LA, from Encinitas up to Olympia, Washington, where I had some friends at Evergreen College.
Oh, sweet.
That took me in. And I accidentally left. So we get up to Olympia. This dude who ride shares me says, "You want to do an 8-ball?" I said, "Fuck yeah," I'd line them up. And we did some really good cocaine all night long. And then I left my plan was to make sage wraps to sell to help support my travels.
Sure.
And the next day I called him. I left my sage in the car. He's like, "Oh man, I had to take my dog to the vet last night. He ate the whole bag."
Oh shit.
They had to pump the dog's stomach. He ate like 10 pounds, 20 pounds of sage. I guess that dog needed some medicine more than I did.
Really?
So you lived out here all your life?
No, I moved here at age 12. I went to college here. And then I traveled a bit with the service and other careers.
Oh, thanks for your service. Which branch were you in?
I was Air Force.
Right on.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I was a fighter pilot.
Serious?
Yeah.
What kind of planes did you fly?
F-4 Phantoms was my warbird.
Holy shit.
I served during the Vietnam War.
You did? Hey man, as a healer, I've dedicated my service to Vietnam vets.
Cool.
I have a real big place in my heart for Vietnam vets. I relate to them in a big way. They're my people.
Yeah.
Do you believe in past lives?
I do.
My last past life before this one was 1942 to 1969.
Wow.
And I was doing some special ops in Vietnam.
Okay.
Working on psychotronic and psionic kind of psyops warfare. And I was unclassified. I was more like a consultant. And I got shot in the head on the way to work out some peace treaties.
Oh, that's not cool.
Well, it just happens when it happens.
Shit happens. Exactly.
Shit happens. My security detail fucked up. One of the security detail missed a sniper up in the tree, a Viet Cong sniper up in the tree. We were running through the jungle and on the way to the meeting, and I was going to try to negotiate some surrender for the United States. That's my country, man. I fight for the red, white, and blue. I'm a volunteer.
There you go.
And but then I came back in 1976 to get it going again.
There you go.
Yep.
So 76, you are basically, I think, same age as my son.
Really?
He was born in 76.
Oh, cool. A good crew came in 76, man.
Year of the Dragon.
Yep. Fire Dragon. My native name is Phoenix Firebird.
Cool.
And I'm a blue dragon.
Okay.
I work with the Black Dragon Society and the White Dragon Society, and if I ever get around to starting my own society, it's going to be the Blue Dragon Society.
Okay.
I already am. I'm the only member, though. It's so elite, I haven't found any members yet.
There you go. Now, did you still want to go by that dispensary on the way?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Well, I have a great dispensary that's really just basically on the way.
Okay, perfect.
It's right off the Interstate 8. We're going to go straight down here and go down into the valley, and it's in the valley, and your sister's address is River Run, so that's also in Mission Valley. So
okay.
From the dispensary to your sister's house or location, I'm taking you. It's about another 5 minutes, no big deal.
Wow, that's perfect. That's just the icing on the cake. I've been from institution to institution since February, and I found myself at the Harbor Lights shelter last week in downtown Minneapolis after getting kicked out of a board and lodge group home.
Sure.
And I had a panic attack and they couldn't handle it, and I freaked them all out and they kicked me out. So whatever, time to go.
Sure.
So I get to the Harbor Lights, and like the third or fourth day I'm there, I walk in the door after taking a walk down to the cigarette shop, and they got the full security there with the wand and the pat down, and I'm trying to empty my pockets but keep my weed in there, and they confiscated my weed, said pack your bags, get the fuck out.
Damn.
I'm just like, this is no way to treat a mentally ill person, man.
No.
But it's been amazing research, Brian, for my life's work. Is my goal is what I've been working on and training researching for is to set up a organic permaculture compound. It's a harm reduction, drug and alcohol treatment center / holistic mental wellness center for people like me.
Okay.
Who've experienced some trauma in life or had some addiction. I've never been an addict, but I'm a polysubstance user and have been an abuser at some times.
Yeah.
And but I'll tell you what, drugs have treated me better than most people have. So
well, yeah.
I've been mostly sober for the last 6 months. I went a little bit off the deep end on the methamphetamine last winter, and got kicked out of my apartment from some noise complaints. And but that shit saved my life. 3 years ago, I had been laying on the couch, comatose, way over medicated on psych drugs, nonverbal, 20 hours a day, staring at network TV for 3 years of my life. And my son said one day, "Hey, Dad, I think this might be good for you." And I smoked some of that shit. And finally, my brain function came back. It overpowered the brain damaging aspects of the psych meds, the Risperdal and the Haldol they had me on.
Oh, Haldol.
And I had my first conversation in 3 years with my beloved son, you know? And so I'm getting ready to publish my first book. It's called Tales of a Mixed Up Shaman, The Methamphetamine Diaries. And I basically used my Samsung S9 Plus here and my fingers. I developed my own type of therapy. I just wrote it all out. Just wrote out all my traumas and my experiences and my medicine journeys.
Sometimes they say you got to write everything down and then you can move on.
Yeah, and it was really cool because if I feel an anxiety or panic attack, just having the focus on this little machine with the fine motor control with my thumbs, working the keyboard, really helped me take my mind off the panic or the anxiety. And so I had to figure out my own ways to get through the mental illness, because for 10 years, all they wanted to do was pump me full of more antipsychotics, and they wouldn't give me any type of real effective therapies. So it's all been personal research for my compound, and I'm giving myself, I got 18 more years to achieve the goal. I want to have that set up by the time I'm 60. And I think that's very conservative amount of time to generate the financing and get all the business organizing together. And I already got a handful of consultants and mentors and advisors on board helping me out. And things are just finally, after a long, hard period of life this year, it's been the worst year of my life and the best year of my life. I turned 42 last October 26th, my magic number.
There you go.
It's my shoe size in European. It's the 420 zone, the best number there ever was. And it's also in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe. It's the answer to everything in the universe.
That's right.
And it's also, I'm into numerology, so 42 for me is the 26th year anniversary of practicing as a medicine man. And I'm born on 10/26, so 26, 42, it all makes sense.
Yeah, I get numerology.
Yeah, and the numbers have just, the magic 7s and the magic 3s have just been hitting. When my sister called the other day to invite me down here, it was at 3:33 p.m.
There you go.
Yep. And so everything's just right on tune. And, you know, it's always been right on tune, even through the hard suffering times. I knew that God had a plan going on for me. And I was only literally on the streets for one night.
Well, that's not bad then.
Out of the last, I mean, I've been homeless,
Yeah.
but I was only homeless on the streets for one night. So
That's kind of like a little camp out.
yeah. I just rode, it was the biggest snowstorm, it was the last biggest snowstorm of the year up there in end of April. And I just got out of, so end of February, I get forcibly removed from my premises for sending out threatening text messages because I was on the methamphetamine bender. And I get forcibly removed, put in the psych ward, get to the psych ward, 2 Hennepin County sheriffs come and put me under arrest for an old outstanding warrant for getting busted with 7 ounces of weed a year before. So I didn't even know, but they have jail cells in the psych ward. So I'm in a jail cell in the psych ward getting bombarded with these drugs and sitting 24/7 in 4 walls. Then I got transferred to Ramsey County for 52 days in the slammer. And then I've been homeless. But, you know, the whole time I've just been giving it up for prayers and suffering. And suffering's a part of the mystic journey, you know.
It is.
And it builds character and research. And so I've had incredible firsthand experience over the last 4 or 5 months or whatever it's been on how not to treat people with mentally illness.
Well, yeah.
How not to treat people that are nonviolent criminals.
We have a big problem with that in America.
Big problem. It's a cash crop. I'm just a cash generator to them.
That's correct.
And they've kept me under...
Incarceration for profit.
Yep. Yep, they're making good money off me.
Yeah.
I'm valuable, people. I'm a valuable American product. You know, I've done so much research on the way it's set up, and we are literally products. The minute they issue your birth certificate, there's an account that goes in on your name in the Federal Reserve, and you're worth X amount of money on the world market. And the powers that be just manipulate you throughout the whole system. Mm-hmm. It's quite the fucking mind trip. Mm. So how many years did you do in the service?
Did 6 active, and I did another 4 years inactive.
So flying that F4 Phantom,
yeah.
How many Mach G's did you do?
Well, the plane is capable of doing a couple of times, two Mach.
Okay.
But that's clean with nothing hanging. But generally, especially in the war zone, basically 1 to 1.2, 1.3 Mach.
Okay. And is that around 1,000 miles an hour?
It's closer to about 800.
Okay.
Mach is a factor of altitude and the speed that you're going. So the higher you go, the lower the speed is.
Okay.
The lower
because the atmosphere's thinner?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I understand you correctly, the higher you are, the slower speed required to hit the sonic boom?
That's correct.
Okay. Yes. I've heard a sonic boom before. That shit tripped me out.
So what do you think? Now, is Michigan legal on recreational yet?
Not recreational. Medical. Yep, my friend Carrie, who I'm going up to hang out with Ironwood, she just sent me all pictures of her garden. And
so now, for medical, are people allowed to grow up there?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep. And I think they're allowed to sell to dispensaries, if I'm correct. But I forget how many plants limit they have. Yeah. But I think it's a pretty decent number up there in Michigan, and they're working hard on their recreational. Mm-hmm. We're working really hard on it in Minnesota, but we have a fucked up Republican-led Senate that's just blocking it.
Can you understand how anybody who wants to smoke cannabis would vote Republican?
No, it blows my fucking mind.
Doesn't it?
It blows my fucking mind.
But you know, a large part of those who vote Republican, especially poor, are voting against their own best good.
I can't understand how anyone in their right mind can vote Republican for anything.
Well, what we have now today is not really a Republican Party. I don't endorse the
good old party.
I never endorsed the old Republican Party, but
you know, I'm more of like an Abraham Lincoln Republican.
Okay. All right. I'm a very Southern California liberal progressive.
I'm more of a Thomas Paine Republican.
Okay.
Or an Alexander Hamilton Republican.
Okay.
I believe in the actual republic. And
yeah.
Overlaying a democracy on top of a republic is illegal. It's treason.
But we are also a democracy.
Yeah, but that wasn't in the design of the Founding Fathers, was it? Isn't it Thomas Jefferson who said, we have a republic if you can keep it?
Yeah, but they also, you know, I mean, the definition between the two is almost zero line.
Yeah. The way I understand it and have been experiencing is democracy is pretty much mob rule.
Well, that's how the Republicans would like you to believe.
The two-party system is just a joke to me. It's all the same politics going on up at the top.
It is that.
You know,
now,
people are so 5'11".
The sign that says SDRC?
SDRC, yeah.
San Diego Rec Center.
All right, cool.
Rec Cannabis.
You want to come in?
No, I'm gonna hang here and let you do your shopping.
Thanks, Brian.
You bet. I'll be right here for you. Your stuff safe.
Thank you. All right, I'm at SDRC. My first time in a dispensary, ladies and gentlemen. I hope they let me video. This is very exciting. Hey, is it okay if I make a video?
Sure.
All right. Huh? ID? Hey man, this is my first time to a dispensary. I'm going apeshit, googly Google.
No worries.
I'm from Minnesota.
You take videos, pictures, whatever you want.
Right on.
Let me help you out. So basically, the line's gonna start right there. Got cash only. You got ATMs just in case.
Okay.
You feel free to browse around and check out the products. But if you want to make a purchase on the product, or you got a few questions on a certain particular product, just gotta hop in line first.
Hop in line if I want questions.
Yes, sir. Or if you want
Get
to
some
make a
cash out of the
purchase.
ATM.
Cash only.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Thanks, bro. All right, you guys, I have to pop offline here, but here I am. I made it to the dispensary. I'll show you around quick first. They got little ladies growing. Look at this machine. Wow. That is some cool shit. Wow. This is some high-tech shit. All right, Captain Starchild signing off. I got to get some cash out of the ATM and get some medicine. Yeah. Peace and love, everybody. www.natestevens.bandcamp.com, www.youtube.com/shininglight777. Facebook, look for me at Jama Alaha Starchild, JAHMAALAHA Starchild.